We arrive today at YouTube video 2662. Now, I could probably do something for every number, but this has became the one that we do. So I guess let's, start with things in the Bible that equal 2662. So you have one Greek word, by itself. Sous tas ias ton, which is first found in Mark 15:7, and the word is make. And so we have how many Bible verses this time around? 9? Okay. So words that we can put together are empo, ryu, sante, kapiona is by labor, katakalu, thasasa, dias, trepse, follow the perverse, mac, rock, ranios, diemar, Purata, live to testify. You know that the Shema thing. Let this be on your right hand, the edge of your door, between your eyes, and between your temple. On the forehead, the box. Well, it doesn't have to be a box. Your life manifest this teaching, your creed, so it becomes a religion, not just, some empty thing you show up to a building, even on a daily basis, and once you leave the building, no one can recognize you. Of course, it's not just showing off. As you see, I wear regular clothes, well, regular for me anyways. We have pare por you onto stomachon, past the stomach. We have prasupa macrocron, ias. Oh. Os is not there. So prasupa macroc roni, as the face lives. It's like those passages in scriptures that you're talking about divinity, right? And this divinity, it doesn't, as long as its face lives, as long as it faces the creation and allows the creation to exist, then it continues. So both those ways, but without the face living. Okay, so we have the middle verse of the Bible, Psalms 103:1. We have the inner and outer side of past partnerships in the priesthood of those with the tools and skills. So should we maybe go into a couple scripture verses before we go into scripture verses and other things? So that numbered verse in Al-Quran is 2357. And 2357, okay, is Inna ladina min khashyati rabbihim mushfiqun. Well, that's a definite fitting one, because as I've said with this, as the face lives bit, it's the wonder at the existence of a God who would do this, who would make this universe. So, well, I guess there could be something else you could say about God, but honestly, all we have is this universe, and other than that, we don't know. Like I've been saying in the Buddhist series, baseless speculation, we should really stay away from baseless speculation. We should have some type of knowledge or faith or belief to guide us, not just make things up. Of course, people have faith in what they make up, but 2662, Bala, sorry, Ala Kala Inamayarambesiadin. So, let's negate what they say. Let's negate even, what we may say, because there's a God, a Lord, who's going to make sure we have enough guidance. That's not saying we don't seek out guidance or anything like that. Is that we're going to have the opportunity to be as guided as we choose to be, right? So I guess that's it with that part. So perhaps I think I should just couple this. And the presence of God being with you as He guides you is definitely a factor being mentioned there. So I'm not going to read these in the Aramea, and when I refer to the original, I'm saying this number value is in that. There are some versions in the King James Version that have changed words, and okay, so Genesis. Genesis 37:13. So there's also translation problems, but this is a version that people are familiar with. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to them, here am I. Now, if you want to extend any of this symbolism, just, look at the words itself, the context for it. There's mystical meanings all over the place and other things you can do with it. So we got Numbers 10:21, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers 10:21. And the Kohathites set forward, bearing the sanctuary, and the other did set up the tabernacle, against they came. And 2 Kings, okay. 2 Kings 4:41. I'm getting pretty good at turning to the exact spot, aren't I? Or pretty close. But he said, then bring meal. And he cast it into the pot, and he said, pour out for the people, that they may eat. And there was no harm in the pot. I'm reminded of this story that people quote out of context in the Islamic tradition about the Battle of Khaybar, is that they didn't finish, it's like siege, focus on the siege, not on the dinner, but they laid down, they went through the domestic animals and started killing horses and donkeys and cooking them because, they were hungry. And it wasn't that it was wrong for them to do that in a normal circumstance, but they were told something else. And they were told, break your pots. But if something dies in a pot, or if something's, if there's alcoholic beverages or impermissible foods or something of that effect, they weren't, there were procedures for washing the pot. You could have your dog dish become a human dish with the proper cleaning procedure. You know, several times with water, and one of those times at least with the dirt or borax or something to rub over it. Of course, now we can use dish detergent by analogy. 41. 2 Chronicles 8:17. Okay, I wasn't as good as that. I'm way off here. 8:17. Then went Solomon to Ezion-geber and to Eloth at the seaside in the land of Edom. Psalm 24:7. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. And so, verse of the Bible, 15,556th verse of the Bible is Psalms 103:1. And I can do different number symbolisms. Okay. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is with me. Bless his holy name. So do we give... There's an indication in the English that isn't really proper in referring to a real God, is that are we making God more blessed? Are we giving God peace? No, we're offering our blessings for the sake of God. Oh, and Lord, Yahweh. Yeah, Yahweh. It would be Yahweh. So the number value would be 26 for that word. Lord is an improper way to translate it. The Christians want you to think of Lord as in Jesus, Baal, son of El, the new one, despite all the condemnation in Tanakh. But so we got Proverbs 17:14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore leave off contention before it be meddled with. Strife is the 5 of wands in the tarot. And the 5 of wands in the tarot is the last before the cross quarter of November. So this is the last third of October, approximately. So Proverbs 23. Wait, did I do 17:14? Oh, contingent before me. Okay. 23:16. Yet my reins shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. And we should definitely look well to the success of others in their actions. People get all pleased when they hear the bad words. And this evil for entertainment is like, oh, you're messing up, look at you. But no, we should rejoice in what's the best of people, not the worst, even if it is entertaining at times. So 15:7 of Isaiah, therefore the abundance they have gotten, and that which they have laid up, shall they carry away to the brook of the willows. And so let's look at some various words and phrase combinations to see if we can get something more of a message. Love is everywhere. Do you really think a fresh start is as simple as that? The covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Well, there's different types of priest. Gematria. What is the most useless correlation? Write correctly for real results. I am really beginning to hate Hollywood. Never entice another into wrongdoing. In that bright world to which I go. Oh, did I say I'm really beginning to hate Hollywood a lot? Did I forget the word a lot? They still think they are in power. When Trump makes his last sounds, when Trump makes his last sounds, the dead shall rise. That's there might be someone who believes that. There are actually people who worship the president. Jesus Christ, the sinner, finally exposed. Well, Apollonius was certainly not perfect, but he was a great teacher for humanity. Angels and devils, all in the false duality of Saturn. $7,000 witnesses, 30 pieces of silver razor blades. We fell apart. We didn't fall together. InfoWars is exposed as a federal psyop. Popularity is not truth or love. I won't release the Bible code until after I kill Satan and his legion. Well, there are similar connections that some people may make. The invisible force within the human beings and his legion. Oh, and I will kill Satan and his legion. Okay, the Bible code will not be released until I kill Satan and his legion. Who wrote the book of creation? Who owns my heart? Miley Cyrus song? I hope that's not our message. Very encouraging news. Yeah, that's not a good song. Really, well, there are different types of love, aren't there? There's very, two wrongs don't make a right. Am I only dreaming? I must be dreaming. Am I only dreaming? I must be dreaming. May the 4th be with you. Well, there's certainly a spirit of independence that can transcend nationalism. See, they're on trial and they're choosing to play games. Advocating collective violence. They are really going to get themselves all killed. I will probably do another one before September 20th, won't I? Or I might. Possible, I'm not sure. Where will happiness strike again? You've already played that card. Do what you will. And They are all claiming that being lawless is their right. So there's other symbolism in the meme, and there's other numbers that I can do that I have already passed. Some things I may decide to do. Some things others may prompt me somehow to do them. But with number symbolism and other symbolism, I am not saying, well, angel numbers, you keep seeing this number, and, well, perhaps something of the symbolism is something in your psychology that that you can't get yourself to admit, or something that's coming, or recall, or something. But it's typically yourself and how your mind works, looking for patterns and stuff. There are occurrences more common than the odds, and there's got to be something like that in your life. But I'm not saying they're angel numbers or demon numbers. They're just physical things. You can turn the physical things into an oracle. You could take these stones and you could put them down in the pattern in which they go down. Because I guess you can form an M or a W, or maybe the Dago rune, or the Dag letter in the Phoenician script, or some other thing. Is that you control the oracle. You control how you react to the messages that do finally get put down. If it's going to tell the unseen, it's your unseen reactions, the reactions of those who witness these things. But let's not overclaim our claims of prophetic gifts when it's just mind stuff. Useful mind stuff.